Good morning. It's January the 23rd. What day is it? Is that right? Excuse me. And it's Sunday. I know that for sure. And it's warm. It's just below freezing. We've got a little more fresh snow, as you can see on the cars, which means I'll have to do a little more shoveling when I get back. I don't know if there's more coming. I'll look at that first. It's kind of a weird day. It's supposed to go up to above freezing, like +1 or +2, and then drop to -18, -24 or something. So it's going up and then down again. Probably means there's some wind coming before too long. But I haven't really looked at the forecast in detail. Anyway, pleasant day. I thought I'd take a walk along the south side of Albert Street, down behind the college buildings there, and over down now I've forgotten the name of that. Is it Baden Boulevard? Where there's some businesses and stuff, which I've done before. Almost to Winnipeg Street. Usually doesn't seem like it should be a very long walk, but it usually fills up the time pretty good. And across Albert, I'm going to start by going under our old friend, the underpass up here, with the murals, which were all frosted up last time I was there, and it's probably still true. Make sure I'm focused. One reason I set out was that we had a power outage, second one in a week. The last one lasted 2 hours. So I figured, well, if I took a walk, that would kill some of that time, but then it came on before I got out the door, so it was only off for a few minutes. But you never know. We do have a lot of outages in the Crescents. Sometimes it's squirrels, sometimes it's other things. Old infrastructure, really, I think. These are old houses. First dog. It's a weekend and it's warm, so I'll probably see more people around than I sometimes do. Song running in my head is I'm beginning to see the light. I don't know why, unless it's because the power came back on. That's the one that I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. Other thing I did this morning was unexpectedly I was on a podcast called Discovering Wordsmiths. Is that what it's called? My publicist, Mickey Mickelson with Creative Edge Publicity, contacted me and said he'd had a cancellation from another client and would I be available to do this podcast. And I was, and I did, and it was good. It'll be a few weeks before it goes live. Talked about writing, which is what I do, and podcasting, which is what both of us do. That was kind of cool. Morning. I said, the place is crawling with people today. More dogs. This is why I never walk around the lake on a Sunday. Too many people. Another dog over there. It's not that I'm adverse to people. They're okay in small doses. Small numbers. It's not like I'm allergic to them. I could, of course, use the crosswalk, but I don't see any reason to stop traffic when I can go under. Got a phone call tomorrow with a publicity company that I'm considering hopefully bringing on board for Shadowpaw Press. It might depend on if I can get a marketing grant. Such things exist. Just to get started, unfortunately you have to spend a little money in order to get going as a more traditional publisher. Goal is just not to... Oh, the frost has let up quite a bit. They're not nearly as frosted over as they were when I was down here on Friday. You can see the colors again. It's going to cost me some money to set up distribution. I'll need marketing and all of that. And you don't make any money till you start selling books, so... Hi, Roger. All right. Up here through... These are actually steps, but it's just turned into a ramp. Here in... I think I'll go around because those steps look a little slick. Speaker's Corner, which has the lamps that used to be in Hyde Park in London at the real Speaker's Corner. Or the original one. I guess this is a real one. Oh yeah, this is much better cleared. It was snowing a bit earlier, as I noted. Thought I might get to walk in the snow, but apparently not. Hi, Rico. Hi. Or Rico. Just wearing my leather jacket today, it's so warm. People aren't walking dogs, they're walking kids, but not on leashes. They're taking up the entire width of the path, too. Morning.
Hello.
The Royal Saskatchewan Museum is over there. It's not a pile of snow, it's a pile of dirt with snow on top of it. Because this is where they've been staging everything as they build the new pool. Wascana Pool, which is over that way, replacing the old one. Let me take off my hat, I'm getting so warm. At some point I might, anyway. So I assume that's dirt they've dug out of where the pool is going to be. And there's various construction-y things stocked up here as they go forward. I don't know what those are. Parts of the roof, maybe. Morning. This is more scenic, looking straight ahead. As I said yesterday, I had somebody who likes to watch me while they're on the treadmill, and they said, when you swing the camera around, it's disconcerting to those of us on treadmills. And I'm sorry about that, but it's not specifically designed for people on treadmills. Although it's funny that they're doing that. Fun. We're going to walk over there behind the buildings and then walk in front of them on the way back is the plan. such as it is. Could have driven somewhere, didn't feel like it. So there. Tomorrow, of course, will be along the creek, as it always is. If I go, I have a doctor's appointment at 10, I think. So I have to squeeze it in before that. But usually I go before it's even light, so probably similar tomorrow. Although it's getting lighter earlier. Every day. Kind of like walking in the dark, but eventually that doesn't happen anymore. Unless I go at night, which I've also done. Not exactly a good crossing place here, but it's the credit union building, new. On this location. There's where they're building the pool over there. There goes a jogger. Still haven't been in here. I've walked by it out here several times now. Like this, where you can see me. Hello. Can't really see inside very much at all. Then, of course, next to it is Dark Hall. Which I have walked up to a couple of times. I guess, oh, we can do this. It's a bit of a circle, but so this is a new joint lobby space between the credit union building here and Dark Hall over there. So when they reopen Dark Hall this spring, I would think, you'll go in here either from the front or from the back, which is where all the parking is over there. You'll be on one level, and then there's easy access into the auditorium, which there hasn't really been before. The building was originally built in 27, I think. They didn't really think about accessibility back then. And it's a space I have performed in many times, and my daughter has performed in, and my wife has performed in, and her mother performed in, and her grandmother performed in. We have a long history in the family with Dark Hall. First time I was in it was in the 80s, 82 or thereabouts, when Crocus 80 Theatre in Weyburn entered the Provincial Drama Festival. Dominion Drama Festival it was called, but it was really just a provincial one by that point. Well, at one point it was a national competition. And we did a show in here, Dark Hall, called Duet for Two Hands, which I played a drunken Scottish surgeon, typecasting. Except for being neither drunk, didn't even drink at the time, Scottish, or a surgeon. That's why they call it acting. This is the back of the college building, which this is a new part. The facade on this end is mostly intact, but this wing that used to be there, where I used to go for lessons occasionally, has been was torn down. It's all new behind there. CBC and the soundstage ahead of us. Parking over here. I'll take a turn up here closer to the building, as I often do when I come this way. You can see everything that's in it there. College building. And normally, I mean, I guess you can walk through it now, but of course they want a mask, and I'm not going to put a mask on just to walk through. It's probably locked today anyway. But you can now walk straight through from the front to back, which you never used to be able to do. It's very, very different in there, because this is all new at this end. Sometime when I can go in without a mask, I'll go in and walk around in it. There's a room in there with our names on it, and another one with my mother-in-law's name on it, because of money we donated. Collegiate Gothic style, this is called. This was built in 12 originally, maybe even earlier, and was the original University of Regina. It was just Regina College, I guess, to start with, which is why it's called that. And there was a time when the University of Regina was the Regina campus of the University of Saskatchewan. And it became its own university. I should go out there and walk around the university. Maybe this week, we'll see. Who's there? Good morning. Thank you. Oh, I care deeply about people on treadmills. Deeply. But that's not why I do the walk, so I'm not going to cater too much to what they would prefer. I think what I'll do is go over here instead of wading through the snow over there. There's a ramp over here that might be cleared. Allow me to climb it. Or maybe covered in snow. I think it has not been cleared. It just looks covered in snow. So I'm probably just as well off going this way. There's probably a beaten path through the snow here. Because I figure there are other people watching who want me to swing around and look at things in the vicinity and don't just want to be fixated on the rather boring and half dirty path ahead of me at the moment. But I care deeply about anyone who wants to work out on a treadmill. I suppose I could do that, live stream my walking on a treadmill, but I don't know. It seems to me it might be lacking a certain joie de vivre, a certain je ne sais pas. A certain frisson as you wait to see whether I will fall down again. Done it twice now on camera. Once hard on ice, once soft in snow. Probably a path beaten through the trees here. We're about to find out. Because this is kind of a natural shortcut. So this is the back of the CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation building. I used to go every week to do a science column for years and years and years. I was a guest on the afternoon edition talking about the science of everyday things. 17 years, I think that went on before they decided they'd had enough of me. You know, changing personnel. And I did a few shorter term things with them, and then it all kind of dried up as they quit using as many freelancers and more people changed, and now probably nobody remembers me there to speak of. I mean, some do. That are the producers, I don't know if they do. I thought this would be more or less cleared, and I was right. We're just going up to that next turn there, or road, and then turning left, and we'll go across Broad Street over there. Here's the parking lot with Willow Island on the other side that I pass through when I'm walking around the lake. That end, where an important scene from Shards of Excalibur takes place. The whole series starts right down there. So far the microphone seems to be staying connected. That's good. Still using the wired one. I'll try the wireless one again. See if it stays connected now. Because I have no idea why it was disconnecting every time I tried to use it, either one of them. So I have no idea why it's not disconnecting now. I just don't know of anything that changed. Oh, I'm going to take off my hat. It's amazing how warm freezing can feel after it's been far below that. I actually want to go down that way. I'm not walking along Broadway here. So, see what the lights are doing, whether I cross here or up at the next one. I might cross here anyway, just because I don't think I've crossed here very often. Also, I can walk down that side, which I don't think I've done very often. Although we gotta wait for the light to change. Nobody coming, but I still won't jaywalk. Somebody coming from the other way. It's one of those intersections that doesn't get a lot of traffic from one direction, so Broad Street gets longer lights. Although Broadway's fairly busy. There's a grocery store down there and a liquor store and a few other things. There we go. This is Canadian Blood Services here. Services used to be Canadian Red Cross, till the blood portion of it was moved into a separate organization. And then when I first moved to Regina, everything up here past this was a community garden. Long gone now, completely built up. So all of these buildings here, well, they feel new to me, but they must have been here for 10 years or more now. They fit in nicely with the older architecture in the city, that sort of brick and single stone. There's a bar here, a restaurant called The Lobby. I've only ever been in it once. Didn't really take. I should try it again. That was a long time ago. And we go up this way. We'll go around the corner. There's a Subway, which I've often bought. Olson Goldsmiths actually did my wedding ring. He used to be in his own little building on Albert Street, which now hosts a mystery house, if they're still viable. Subway. And this is the Naked Bean coffee shop, which I've been in many times, especially with my daughter. I think this is called Badham. Isn't it called Badham? Yeah, Badham Boulevard. I was right. Do you?
Yes! And you're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing.
Oh, you're doing on the bike?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you're fantastic. It's great to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
I haven't seen you for so many years. You know, the only problem is you're still recognizable, but you know how as you get older, you start to lose people's names?
Yes.
I can't remember your name.
Edward Willett, but I can't remember yours either, so.
Willett, yeah! Oh, you guys did. You are fantastic, man.
Oh, well, thanks.
Oh, gosh. Regina celebrity.
Well,
you're fantastic. God bless you.
thank you.
So are you just vlogging or?
Yeah, I live stream the walk and then I put the recording up later, and because it's in higher definition.
So it's just about, is it just about is it on your name?
Yeah, just youtube.com/Edward Willett.
Okay.
Willett.
Dale Lakeman on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have a great day.
I should. Hello, there he is. That's who I'm talking to. So what's yours?
Dale Lakeman.
Dale Lakeman.
Yeah, Lakeman.
Okay, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, well, check it out.
Fantastic. It's not as sophisticated as yours, but God bless you, man. Edward Willett.
The gimbal's great because it smooths everything out.
No kidding. Take care.
See ya. There you go, Daryl Lakeman, if you want to see somebody on a bicycle going around Regina. That looks a little dangerous to me, but I'm not much of a bike rider. There's doctor's offices and things along here. Then you get into this residential area. There's down at the end is a retirement type home. Not home, but retirement apartments, I guess. Assisted living kind of thing. I don't know what level it goes to. Probably it's not really a nursing home. And I don't know about these, if they're just condos or if they're part of that as well. Just a housing development. Duplexes and more. Like there's what? 3 or 4 in a row connected. They're kind of like those. They look a bit like a lot like Henderson Terrace over that I walk by all the time over in our neighborhood, the row houses. Wonder if they were copying them actually, and they look so much like them, or at least inspired by them. Oh, and the comment bots have found me, I see. At least one has. Ignore that. Discarded masks. How many millions of those are cluttering up landfills and sewers and everything else? Retirement residence, they call it. College Park. Open for tours daily. They look nice if you're looking for that sort of thing. My hope is to just remain in my home for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. For one thing, I don't know what we do with all our stuff. We don't know what to do with it now. Since the house has been in the family since 1939, it's piled up in the basement. All sorts of old things down there. And I actually went talking about CBC. I actually did a mini series on CBC called "Things I Found in My Mother-in-Law's House," where I found old things and researched them and talked about them. Did a couple of presentations to, social clubs and that sort of thing as well. College Park, retirement residence. Thought I'd get a book out of it, never did. Still could, but I couldn't get a grant. I tried to get a grant a couple of times and never did. It was recommended for funding, but never actually got funding. I kind of gave up on it. I've never managed to land a Saskatchewan Arts Board grant. The few times I've tried. There's no good way through down there, or I would consider going that way. But I'm not going down all the way to Winnipeg Street, I don't think. Let's see, what's over there is a fence, and then you're into the schoolyard, and it's probably not cleared in any way, so definitely not attractive as a way to go. And if you went around the back here, it looks like it doesn't really get cleared past there, so I don't think there's any good way down there. I'll go down that way a bit though when I go around the corner here. More condos here, and that's St. Chad's. Used to be a theological seminary, and is now condos. I'm going to go this way. See what happens with the sidewalk up here. This is kind of clear. Oh, there goes a snowshoe hare. 2 of them, 3 of them. I forgot I usually encounter them along here. You can see, oh, another one. You can see the tracks. Oh, perhaps not the best choice. There they are. I hate to chase them, but I've got to go that way, I think. I don't really want to wade through this snow over here. I think I'll go over this way. Follow the little rabbit tracks here. I'm sorry, I'm not chasing you. I'm really not. There they go, exactly where I want to go. They don't look too scared. They're just playing it safe. Get out of the way. I'll just go right back where they were. As I come around again, they will carry on back to where they were. Go that way. There you go. I won't be bothering you again. Well, there are walkways down in there, but it looks like they haven't been cleared at all. So I don't think I'll go any further. We'll head back now. How long have I been out? Yeah, I'll be right. Half an hour, so it's a good place to turn around. What street is this? St. John. All the streets along here are named after other Canadian cities. And down there is the Regina General Hospital. This is St. John Street. Now we're walking along College again. So over there is St. Chad's that I talked about. It had a gymnasium in it. I don't know what's happened with it. If it's still an open space or exactly what they're doing in there. There's a big sign up, talks about the renovations, but doesn't really say exactly what they're doing. I just know that there are or were condos in there. Older houses over here, and then some apartment buildings as well. Which of the rabbits are? Should be right back in there again somewhere. Don't see them though. Or over there, probably over that way. They didn't go very far. Not rabbits, snowshoe hares. As I said yesterday, we're reading Watership Down, and the rabbits in Watership Down very much distinguish between themselves and hares. All right, I may slip my hat back on again because I'm walking into the wind now, so give me a moment. Sorry if you're on a treadmill. Because that might be disconcerting, suddenly looking at the sky. I don't know. Hope I didn't make anybody fall down. Oof. Watch that step. Big orange apartment building. Police car. Police SUV, actually. I used to know Ernest Cassian, Ernie, who was the music director for Regina Lyric Light Opera several years in a row. Lived in that house, so I've been in there for I think it was for a cast party or a rehearsal get-together or something. Anyway, cast get-together. I presume it's somebody's house. It doesn't have a business sign on it. It's also, the weird thing about it is that the lot ends and then there's a parking lot, so you've always got cars parked right up against your windows on this side. This belongs to the Anglican diocese here. Capella. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I guess the Anglican diocese one is the one back there. I'm sure this used to, because it's all part of the sort of St. Chad's area. Now it's skin clinics. So we went by St. John, now we're going, Osler. Okay, well, we've left the city name streets. Further down you have Halifax and Toronto and Ottawa. I don't remember them all. And of course Winnipeg Street. I always like that one over there. I like the looks of it, kind of Spanish inspired. Never been in it though. It's another house of that sort of vintage over here. Has a coffee shop, well, had a coffee shop in it. I don't know if it's still going or not. And some other things. Still got a deck there, so hopefully the coffee shop is still going. Once we get across here, I'll go down closer to the buildings over here. I'll walk all the way around here to get to the button. It's for sale, actually. So maybe there's nothing in it right now. Or maybe it's just this corner that's for sale and not the building. That's a pretty new one there, condo building. This is an old one here. Been there for as long as I can remember. Of course, this is Broad Street, so that's downtown, right down there. If you kept going a couple of blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. There's probably a left turn signal I'll have to wait for. Oh, no, guess not. Guess because it's Sunday. I'll walk down here by the soundstage. Used to be one of the college buildings. Used to have the drama department in it, and arts and stuff. I remember going to a play here, as I've mentioned before, in a little theater. Steeply raked seats on the second floor. But then it was completely gutted, turned into the soundstage and associated offices, and now there's various arts organizations in here, including Sask Books, the Saskatchewan Publishers Association that I'm now vice president of as of the last meeting, because somebody had to resign from the board. And Creative Saskatchewan is in here, one of the organizations through which I hope to get funding to develop Shadowpaw Press. I'm always of two minds. I appreciate the funding. I understand it can be important. I also sometimes wonder, though, why should taxpayers be paying for it? I'm enough of a libertarian to feel that way, but not so much that I don't take it if I can get it. As my wife says, the money's there, you might as well have it. I got a book production grant from Creative Saskatchewan for Shapers of Worlds, the first anthology, which I did a proper print run on and had distribution for. But I had to piggyback on Radiant Press. And I'm trying to get this set up so I can get proper distribution strictly for Shadowpaw Press, but it's hard when you're small. When you've published a lot of your own work, they don't like that. And when you don't have a track record because you're just starting, so we'll see what happens. So I've only committed to 2 novels this year from other authors. We'll see how it goes. That might be the only 2 that Shadowpaw Press ever publishes, but I hope not. So I'll have those 2 and Shapers of Worlds Volume 3 if the Kickstarter funds. Don't worry, I will talk more about that as it comes up. So I'll go down this way so I can go right by the college building from this side. So those 3 for sure, possibly another one of mine. Possibly something else will come along and I'll snap it up, we'll see. And Shadowpaw Press Reprise is reprints, but I'm hoping to add reprints from other authors, so authors who have work that is the rights reverted to them. They'd like to have it out in a new edition, but perhaps aren't themselves comfortable with hopefully if I go back this way I can get across. I kept looking for a way through the snow, but nobody has beaten a path down. Anyway, I'm just starting to explore that, the reprint idea. Someday we will all be able to walk around meeting each other while we're live streaming. Well, if Google Glasses had really caught on, we might be doing it now, and it's probably coming. Everybody wearing goggles that live stream what they're seeing, and you just have to remember to turn them off when you go to the bathroom and various other situations. I suspect a lot of people wouldn't. You'd be able to see things you've never seen before and wished you never saw. Yes, I know I came this way, but this time we're going to go down the side of the building, which I hope has a path. And if it doesn't, I might just have to wade through a little snow after all. No, it's cleared. Then we'll walk down the front side of it. Big pile of snow cleared off the parking lot. Still some sculptures stand out here from when the University Art Department was in these buildings. Especially this one in the basement was where they had ceramic studios. And if you ever heard of the Regina 5, fairly famous little group of artists, they would have hung out here. We recently managed to buy a painting by one of them, of a type that my wife had always wanted to have. At auction for a reasonable price. A small version of something that would cost a lot more if it was bigger, but still looks good in our hallway. We do buy art when we can. We're both art gallery going types, and of course I minored in art at university. Loved art appreciation, one of my favorite classes. So okay, now we're on the front side of the college building. Again, that collegiate Gothic architecture. Brick and Tyndallstone. Tyndallstone is a kind of limestone. It's full of fossils. If you look close, you can always find fossils in it. Shells mostly. Every once in a while something else, small, because it's an old seabed. From back when the prairies were underwater. Tyndallstone mostly comes from, well, the official place it comes from is Tyndall, Manitoba, is where it's quarried, or was originally. I don't know if it's available from other places or not, but that's where it gets its name from. So there's the main entrance. Again, this is just a facade. It's very different inside. Open space with stairs going up. And I'll get in there whenever the mask restrictions are lifted. Hopefully in a month or so we'll be at that point. It'll be nice. I won't say what I think about masks again, because I've said it before that I don't think they do much. And I guess I will say what I said before. Mask mandates are mostly just governments trying to prove they're doing something. And it's not actually having any significant impact on spread. But, you know, I still put them on because I'm told to. Being a good citizen. Okay. Gotta go this way. So it'll take us right down to the lobby of Dark Hall again. This lights up at night. It's kind of a pale blue, blue-green. Don't know what color they actually call it. I'm sure it has a name. Can't really see. I've tried, but there's really not much to see in the lobby. You can see me all over the place if you look, though. Coming to meet myself there. Oh, almost on top of each other. And boom. Didn't feel a thing. Did not feel a thing. Right, well, we'll go on downhill, down here. It's not downhill. There I am again. I'm everywhere you want to be, as they used to say about American Express. Or was that Visa? Don't remember. So I either have to repeat the way I went, or I have to go over here. So I think I'll go over here. And either cross here and walk down the other side of college, or more likely I'll go on down by the museum and cross at the intersection, or walk down to where I crossed before. One or the other. See how the spirit moves me. And if you've heard that expression, you too probably had a religious upbringing. There we go, looking back at the whole streetscape. Sorry, treadmillers. Orange Street up that way. We will go on down College here again. parkland over here, and then we'll get to the museum. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll walk down here close to the museum and then probably go down and cross under the bridge again. So I don't have to cross to the other side of College, which you have to do if you want to go across on Albert Street up there. Hello. Lucas, hi. I haven't seen you pop up for a while. Oh, somebody else there. Oh no, that's the one I already read. Okay, we'll walk down here by the Royal Saskatchewan Museum, Natural History Museum. Look, it says right there, Royal Saskatchewan Museum. Oh, the sidewalk points directly at the legislative building up there on the other side of the lake. And past all that stuff piled up for building the new pool. I could walk around the front if I go this way, although the main entrance is actually here and it doesn't look like that's really cleared, so I'll stay on the clearer sidewalk here. I mean, the other side is the grand entrance with a big walk up to it, but because of where the parking is, everybody actually goes in on this side. You can see the bas relief up there of the various images of wildlife from the province. The building was built in the 60s. It was pretty new when we moved up here. I remember bringing a fossil I had found in a stream bed in Texas and asking if somebody could identify it for me. And a paleontologist here very kindly told me what I was looking at. It's kind of snail. That was pretty obvious actually. Again, something from a long ago seabed. There's the main entrance, where most people go in anyway, Royal Saskatchewan Museum. So now we've got a choice. Either go up here, go down, use the crosswalk there, and go back, or I go up this way, cross at College, and then go around. I think I'll go this way. Through the parking lot, always a scenic jaunt. Look, we have cars in Saskatchewan. Same people I saw earlier with the kid. Scotty the T-Rex exhibit advertised on the trailer there. Scotty was a T-Rex they found out in the Frenchman River Valley, southwestern Saskatchewan. I was actually at the dig because I did some work on a documentary about it, and it turned out once they had him out to be one of the largest, or the largest T-Rex found in North America, and fairly complete as these things go. So there's a cast of him here, and another one at the East End T-Rex Discovery Center, which is closer to where he was found, kind of the closest town. Never quite understood why it's called East End when it's in the southwest corner of the province, but anyway, it is. Hello. Maybe it's because it's on the east end of a valley, of the Frenchman River Valley. I don't know. Anyway, it's called East End. And the T-Rex Discovery Center's there, and I've never been. Despite having been out when they were digging him out and seeing that. I've never been to see the T-Rex Discovery Center. That would have been the mid-90s when they were digging him up. More joggers. Hi. I think I'll take the crosswalk. I don't want to go under the bridge again. There's somebody over there doing some cleanup this morning. As soon as I get back, I'll clean up the little bit of snow we had last night too. There may be more coming. I might look first. If there's like a dump coming of 5 or 6 centimeters coming tonight, I wouldn't bother clearing what little bit we had. But if it doesn't look like it's going to snow anymore, then I'll clean it up. So here we are back at Speaker's Corner. I'll press the button. It's not impossible I can safely jaywalk on a Sunday. Not immediately. Be coming that way. Oh, once these two go by though, I can probably do it. 3. Nobody else. There's one coming from the other way, but I can get across. Now we're back on familiar territory. Just a few block this way, block the other way, around again. The crescent and we'll be home. Like that house, as I always mention. It has lions on the front steps. You gotta like, oh, they don't. Yes, they do. They're still there. Gotta like that. It's like the New York Public Library, only smaller. Dead end, no thoroughfare. It's an older, interesting house too. Compared to everything else in the neighborhood, those two are quite different. They remind me more of the houses in Texas, which tended to be low and flat and spread out. Here people tended to build taller. I presume it had something to do with the size of the lots. And of course, it depends on the neighborhood. Snow in the trees. Be down my neck if I don't duck. Just a little bit farther. Fine distinction. Further for metaphorical distance, farther for real distance. That's what I use. That's what I tell other people to use. I don't really imagine it's taking. So I didn't make that up. I researched it. And that is kind of the distinction for formal writing. But that's probably a distinction that is largely ignored. And the words have become pretty much interchangeable. Speaking of words, I fell this week and started playing Wordle. I'd ignored it. I ignored it. Then I tried it. First day I think it took me 4. Then the next day I got it in 2. Nothing right the first time, guessed the word right the second time. Well, I should just retire now. But no, I've kept going, and today I did it in 3, which is pretty good, so 2 is unusual. 1 would be pure luck. If you don't know it, it's a word guessing game where you put in a 5-letter word and it tells you which ones are in the right place or which ones are in the wrong place but are in the word. And you get 6 tries to try to figure out what the word is. Today's word, I can't say what it is in case somebody hasn't played it yet. Kind of an unusual word though. So I was pleased I got it in 3. having a large vocabulary helps, and being familiar with words and kind of the way that consonants and vowels tend to go together. It's largely a skilled game. There's a certain amount of luck, but largely it involves actual skill. So yeah, I'm doing it now. It's only once a day, so it sure takes less time than any other computer game I might play. Civilization used to take whole days and days. I just played it again recently. After playing it, I deleted it again because I just don't want to get hooked on spending that much time. Was that a weird stalling on YouTube? Has to do with the stream. Nothing I can do about that. Okie dokie. Stop here. So thanks for walking with me. Tomorrow I'll be along the creek. And I'll be back then. Earlier in the morning, I would think. Bye for now.